Hello, my name is Katerine. I go to McDaniel College in Maryland. I did a gen term with AIFS in 2018. I went to the Galapagos Islands in Ecuador. The experience was eye-opening. It helped me become more independent. It helped me step out of my comfort zone, and it allowed me to see a different culture from a different point of view and understand their traditions and their people. When I applied to AIFS, they told me that I was going to stay with a host family. They also asked me if I wanted to stay with a host family who had kids or who had pets. And they also asked me about my dietary restrictions, so my host family was aware of it. When I got to the Galapagos Islands, my host family picked me up and they took me to their house. After that, we had some dinner. My host family cooked some rice, some fish, some fruits. It was really delicious. After dinner, we sat down and we just introduced ourselves, talked about a little bit about ourselves, about what we like, our stories, and why we decided to come here to the Galapagos. After that, I gave a gift that I brought from the States to my host mom as a thank you just for letting me stay in her house. And she was really thankful and she was happy that I did that. When I stay with my host family, I remember my host mom. She will always talk to me and ask me questions about my field trips and my classes. And I just talked to her about like all the things that we did, and she will be so happy that we were able to sit down at a table and just talk about everything that we did in that day. The next morning, my host mom walked me back to my campus and she was giving me advice of how to get to campus. She also gave me some tips of the places I should visit, and she was telling me about the community in the Galapagos Islands and how the people interact with each other, how they're friendly to each other. She also gave me her phone number just in case I got lost or had a question about anything. She told me, do not hesitate to call. So I felt really safe. I also had the opportunity to talk to my host mom's dad. He was telling me about how Galapagos changed over time and how different the place was from what it was before. Listening to his story was really good because it helped me understand how the locals live in Galapagos and all the changes that they had to deal with. And that was eye-opening because that's something that you don't learn in a classroom. That's something that you learn by talking to locals and host families. Overall, my experience with my host family was amazing because I learned information about Galapagos that I wasn't going to learn in a classroom. I learned how to listen to other people, how to adapt myself to a different culture. AIFS gave me a second family in a different country, and I still keep in touch with them. I talk to my host mom once a month. We just talk about what's going on in Galapagos or how she's doing, how her family is doing, and it's really nice to know that I have somebody in another country who cares about me as if I was a family member. Some of the tips that I have will be to communicate with your family about whatever issue you have. If you don't like a food, then just tell them. They won't get mad at you. They are there to help you. They want you to feel comfortable. They want you to feel like this is your second home. This is your home away from home. So you have to be able to communicate with them. Otherwise, you're not gonna know what you like, what things you don't like. Also, talk to them about what activities you did that day. If you went on a field trip, if you went snorkeling, if you went to a different restaurant, talk to them because they're excited and they want to know what you did and like the places you visit and everything that you do during the duration of your program. I encourage you guys to stay with host families. If your program allows you to, then do it because you will learn how locals live in that place of that country, and you will gain knowledge that you can't get it anywhere else but just living with host families. Staying with host families will give you a second family. You will have a place to stay if you ever go back to that country and they are there to help you. And remember, don't be nervous, be confident about yourself, and try to explore a new place and try to get to know new people in a new culture.